Good afternoon and welcome to Waco High School's Automotive Technology Lab. I am Bonnie Kane, Superintendent of the Waco Independent School District, and we are thrilled to host this ceremony on behalf of TSTC and the Texas Workforce Commission. Our role is to provide students the best education possible to prepare them for a career, and the Texas Workforce Commission is taking a big step to help us do that. Every year, car dealerships across the state say to us, send us qualified technicians, and they stress the word qualified. Anybody can send a technician, but you are not qualified until you are on the latest equipment that is used to service cars. This program fills that request by providing equipment, current, updated, modern, useful equipment to train 175 students for jobs that are available right now, right here in our community. JET grant stands for Jobs and Education for Texans. There is no question jobs and education go hand in hand, and this grant can be the spark plug that ignites hope for students every year. A respectable, well-paying job is often only a dream for our students. At Waco High School, in this department, it becomes a goal that is attainable with hard work and dedication. Then that dream becomes a reality. And Waco ISD, along with TSTC, want to thank Commissioner Alvarez and the Texas Workforce Commission for helping make those dreams happen for kids. And now I'd like to invite to the podium the president of the Waco ISD board and our fearless leader, Pat Atkins.
Good morning. First, on behalf of the Waco ISD Board of Trustees, I want to welcome each of you to the grant presentation ceremony this morning. And then, secondly, on behalf of the Waco School Board, Commissioner Alvarez, I want to thank you personally for this generous grant and the opportunities it'll provide our young people in this community. And lastly, I want to thank this community. Several years ago, Waco ISD undertook a concerted effort to say that in partnership with the business community, we could begin to give young people the skill set and the training and the certification they needed to be contributing members of this community and this local economy. And the Business League and other community leaders stepped up, and Commissioner Alvarez, later today, you'll have an opportunity to see the results of some of that work, along with the Advanced Manufacturing Academy, where we've stepped up in conjunction with the business community who's identified the specific certifications we need to grow the local economy. This is another piece in that process. And this opportunity to provide these jobs and these certifications that Dr. Kane alluded to is huge. And so again, on behalf of the Waco ISD Board of Trustees, I want to welcome all of you to our presentation this morning, and to Commissioner Alvarez and the Texas Workforce Commission, thank you. And I'm supposed to introduce the Provost of the Texas State Technical College, Adam Hutchinson.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Well, on behalf of Chancellor Reeser and the Texas State Technical College Board of Regents, we're just honored to be a part of this project. We've been a part of this community now for more than 50 years. And one of the best parts about being in a relationship like this is watching students transition through the local school district, succeed at Waco ISD, and either go out into the workforce or come straight to Texas State Technical College, or in some cases do both. And we're honored to be a part of the project that puts college level equipment in a high school lab and lets students get high school and college credit at the same time, circle back and come through the high school, through the college, and get the industry level credentials that they need to be successful in our economy and in our community. And while TSTC may be a state agency, we all live here. And these are the technicians that service our cars and take care of our automobiles. And so we want them to do it well. We want them to be professional and qualified when they go to do it. This kind of project and this kind of grant represent really what we think are among the best that we get to do as a state agency, partnering with local communities and school districts, working with local employers like our automotive dealers, and working with other agencies like the Texas Workforce Commission to bring money into our community to prepare our students to take the jobs that move our economy forward. So Commissioner Alvarez, as one TSTC guy to another, thank you again. It's good to have you back in Waco. We're so grateful for the support of the commission on projects like this. Dr. Kane, thank you for letting us be a part of what you're doing. And thank you, students, for your commitment. We're so proud of you. We're impressed at what you're learning. I don't qualify to get one of these fantastic shirts, but we can't be more proud of these students and what they know how to do, and what they're doing right now to succeed for years to come. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Ed Love, the principal here at Waco High School. Let's welcome him to the podium.
Don't worry about that shirt. We'll find you one.
That's what I was hoping.
Well, good job. That's the way to reel them in. Again, good morning to everyone. Welcome to Waco High School. So you guys with those cameras, go ahead and zoom them in real close because, and with cell phones, you're looking at a very proud principal right now, guys. I am so proud of what we're doing and what the community is doing, the support that you guys are giving us. We really and truly appreciate it. So thanks very much. I want to also thank Dr. Kane, our superintendent, for her wonderful words, as well as Mr. Pat Atkins. And I did not know that Mr. Provost was going ahead of me, so I will make sure I thank you as well. Board members that are here, community and business leaders, teachers and staff, we really appreciate you guys being here this morning. We are very proud recipients of this JET grant from the Texas Workforce Commission. Please help me in congratulating Mr. Mark Penny, the automotive teacher who has been here for 7 years. With his leadership, he's the one that is making this presentation possible. So please stand and give him a recognition. Again, we are very excited about the new automotive educational opportunities for our students, and we really appreciate you guys being here. Next is Mr. K. Paul Holt, Waco High School's CTE Business Advisory Member. Thank you again.
Those buzzers are a little different than the bells we used to have, aren't they? Couldn't figure out what some of those were. One of the things that is so great is to see the partnership that Pat alluded to, not only with TSTC, but the business community. And the great thing about the JET grant is that it is going to help create articulation between the curriculum here at Waco High and TSTC. Dual credit is nothing new, but it is really coming into its own these past couple of sessions of the legislature. And Commissioner, I'm very pleased that you're here to see this program today. And as we create our construction academy over at the Advanced Manufacturing Academy where you will be this afternoon, we hope you'll be back with another check in a year or so to help us out there. The Texas Workforce Commission has 3 commissioners, one representing the public, one representing the employers, and then today our representative represents our future laborers, our students here today. The Texas Workforce Commission has evolved over the many years, and Commissioner Alvarez has recently been reappointed by Governor Abbott to the commission. Previously, he served as president and CEO of the Rio Grande Valley Partnership to advance economic development and employment opportunity. Now, you can tell by the way he stands, it's not hard to figure out that he used to be a state trooper, but you might want to be careful because he used to be on the South Texas Drug Task Force, but that shouldn't be an issue for anybody here today. He's also a former department director for TSTC, and he served as the regional director for U.S. Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison. Commissioner Alvarez served as the Director of College Information for TSTC in Harlingen, and he's been active on a number of boards that foster education and business. It's my honor to welcome Commissioner Julian Alvarez III from the Texas Workforce Commission.
Thank you very much. I was hoping that the podium wasn't going to be taller than I am. I always tell my staff, please make sure that whenever I speak, the podium is not taller than I am. Because the people in the back will say, I heard the guy, I never saw him, but I heard him. Mr. Love, let me spread the love to you today. Mr. Love, I ask that you join me up here because I have something as a token of Texas Workforce, this collaboration between us and TSTC. I have a coin. It's a friendship coin I'd like to present to you.
Thank you.
So I'd like to spread the love to you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
No problem. I'd also like to give one to Mr. Penny, if I could give you one as well. This is for you. Thank you for all you do. So, you know, that's the only time I'm ever welcomed anywhere is when I bring checks. I've been in your town before, but nobody recognized me. Nobody recognized me. I went to the donut shop. I've come here many times to Jack and Jill, and they didn't recognize me, only when I bring money. So, you know, you guys are doing great things here in Waco. The unemployment rate at 4.5. 4.5. I mean, that's amazing what's going on in this town. What I love, and I think what gives me the biggest joy here, okay, some of you are going to be late for your next class.
They're standing time.
They're with Principal, it's okay.
Okay, they're with Mr. Love. I love that name. I could say I love you. So here's one of the things that I find fascinating is that we have women in this program. Ladies and gentlemen, the face of manufacturing is changing every day as we know it. You know, we used to remember when I was in high school and I was taking courses in automotive, or if I was taking courses in trades and making the little birdhouse. Remember those days, Mr. Billings, when we used to do that? Well, we don't do that stuff anymore. And so I remember doing that, but what I really enjoy is when I come to do check presentations, especially something like JET, and I see young ladies that are in these types of programs. You know, it gives me some type of a pleasure seeing that there are more and more women in these types of programs that are successfully completing it. What that shows is the curriculum has changed. One of the things that Texas Workforce did this year, and I'm sure that I think your ISD and I know TSTC applied, and these were coding camps for girls. You know, we want to see young girls in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade go into fields in STEM. We want them to get their hands-on training. Let me tell you, it's been said that if you can see it, you can be it. Is that not true? Yes. Now, there are communities around the state where the only person that wears a suit in your neighborhood, and I can tell you from experience, because all the homes in my neighborhood all looked alike. But the only two people that wore a suit in that neighborhood were the guy that worked for Sears and the other gentleman who worked at the funeral home. That's supposed to be a joke. Laugh. Everybody got serious with that one. And so if you can see it, you can be it. So young women and young men were just looking at folks that worked either in the cafeteria or worked in, you know, at the local McDonald's or something like that, not to take anything away from that. But these young women wanted to see people in STEM-related fields like astronauts or engineers or architects, and that's happening here in Waco. Thanks to your great leadership, your superintendent and the trustees and the folks that are involved, those in the automotive industry that have helped us make this possible. Now, I did tell Bruce that if he told me 3 times, I have this thing that if you tell me 3 times you like my tie, I will give it to you. So he told me he liked my tie 3 times. I couldn't figure out what school colors y'all were, so I just wore one that was all mixed colors. So before I leave off the podium, I am giving you my tie. The school district has been working closely with our local workforce boards, and we have Mr. Billings and his staff here, and we want to thank them for all they do here. Let me tell you, the key to the success here is collaboration. The fact that you have TSTC here, you have the ISD, you have great leadership. I'm sure we have some folks that are involved in politics. I know we have the Hispanic Chamber gentleman here, Mr. Rodriguez. Where's he at? Okay, I thought maybe he was already eating, but there he is. Mr. Rodriguez is here. His wife's on the city council. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all working together. That's not happening in all parts of the country and even in the state. That's why Texas does so well, because we have people like you all working together. You know, and that's you're to be commended. And I can tell you that Mr. Billings and the workforce board that they have here locally, let me tell you, they are to be replicated in other parts of the state. They do such a great job. They work with you. I know they serve on your boards. You serve on their boards. There's always that dialogue. And you know what? At the end of the day, we're all going to respect each other's decision. Because at the end of the day, I can say, all we want to do is get young folks like these people that are behind me into work. Not jobs, but careers. Am I correct?
Correct.
Good. Today I'm going to present to you a check for $220,000. $220,000 to purchase equipment. Now, as many of you know, this JET grant actually came over from the state comptroller's office, and now we handle it. And one of the things that I find gratifying about my job is not so much the fact that, I can pretty much do what I want, right? No, I'm just kidding. Is that I love presenting checks, but we have great folks that work for this. I know Emily Clodfelter is here. Emily, raise your hand. Emily is actually responsible for the presentation today, along with your grant writer. Is a grant writer here today? Where is she at? Perfect. I mean, these are the two folks that are here with us today that made this possible. I'm just fortunate enough to have to sign the check. I want to thank you all for helping us. And Mr. Billings, you guys have been excellent in providing volunteer services, your time, and our annual youth fair. And I appreciate that. Being able to help us with that and make that successful. Again, that's all just teamwork. Somebody mentioned earlier that I referee college football, and I do. The last time I was in this town, I was booed of a call I made. But after further review, I had the call right, let me tell you. I take pride in that. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no doubt that these skills that these students will learn today will sustain them for years to come. This is a memorable day because these folks will be in this picture. But in 5 or 10 years, these people are going to be running those automotive shops that you're going to be visiting. I want to congratulate Waco ISD and the Heart of Texas Workforce Board for preparing these students for these high-demand jobs. No one else is doing that. My compliment to you for working together and for seeing something like this through. And I will tell you that I will be back at them with some more checks. You can clap. So, just so that you know, we did our first round of JET grants, and I know the second round of JET announcements will be coming out soon. Folks, I encourage you to continue applying for these grants and making contact with Emily and her staff. I know there's some folks that would like to meet with her, and certainly with our workforce board here and their folks, continue working with them. Again, we appreciate, on behalf of the commissioners, myself and our Texas Workforce Commission, which, by the way, I don't know if many of you know this, my father, congratulated me on this job. My father says, I thought you had a real big job with TWC, and I said, well, I help people, Pop. He goes, well, everybody says they got free cable. How come we don't have free cable yet? He thinks I work for Time Warner Cable, my father. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure to be here. I look forward to coming back, and I commend you for all the great work you do, and especially the fact that you all work together. Thank you very much. Okay, so here it is. The check is good. And so I'm going to make this real quick. People will laugh at my signature, but it's a legitimate signature. Here we go. Ready? Mm-hmm. That's it.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I really appreciate this and offering the opportunity to have this grant available for the students here at Waco High. Keeping up with technology is hard in the automotive industry. It changes every year. So the equipment and technology we got for this is what they have in the dealerships now. So these students have the latest and the greatest, and for years to come, hopefully it'll still be that way. So, thank you for the check. We do have a little gift for you, Commissioner. It's not a big check, but it's a fancy shirt. So.
It's under $50. Oh, thank you.
And I just want to quickly recognize some of my other teachers over here. Years of experience and knowledge coming to help teach these students, and that's Mr. Campos, Mr. Daughtry, and Mr. Chavez. So, and I'd like to introduce Donna McKethan, the world's greatest CTE teacher, or director.
Famous now, that's something. Well, thank you so much, each one of you, for being here. You know, this program has just grown leaps and bounds. We were just looking at numbers. Numbers continue to increase, and it's because of our teachers here and what they provide, because all the equipment in the world means nothing without the teachers and the strength and the support of this community. So thank you for giving us the equipment that these teachers can just go and continue to improve. This last weekend we had 14 students go to Skills USA state competition from this group, and 14 came home with blue ribbons. Every automotive student that went to State Skills USA came home with a first place blue ribbon. That doesn't happen everywhere, and so this grant will help us to just continue to improve. One of our teachers is a former student here at Waco High. We have students all over the community, all over the state, that have learned so much from this shop right behind you. And so on behalf of Waco ISD, I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing in our joy. So at this time, I need to call everyone up so we can have an official check picture. Following our official check picture, we would ask you to join us. The students are here to kind of demonstrate some of the equipment that we have. There's also refreshments, and so let's take our picture and then we'll have some refreshments and some tours.